Happy Friday, the 27th of August, and we're doing a little bit of an indoor project this morning before work. As you can see, we have the side marker lights for the TR250 on my coffee table here in my family room, and we're trying to go through them and make one good set out of the four that you see here on the table. All of them have various degrees of wear and pitting. I think I've got the best set here, which is not perfect. You can see some pitting there, but I think they're better than what came off the car, which are over on this end. So this one has some pretty severe pitting here, and this one has some pretty severe pitting. Well, this one's not as bad, but still got some pitting on it as well. So these are the ones that came off the car. The backs of these are broken as well where the mounts are, so these are not really usable. This actually has a crack as well up here, so you can see why I wanted to replace these. Now, these are extremely expensive to purchase. They are available reproduction wise. They are $530 US per piece. So I think when I translate that to Canadian dollars without delivery or taxes, it's about $1,350 for the set of these. So extremely expensive for these. So if you can find a good used set, that's probably the best way to go. Or there's always potential, obviously, to get these re-chromed, I believe. So that might be a direction that I go in the future if I decide that I can't live with the slight pitting that is on these ones here. So I've got a bunch of parts kicking about. I'm going to try and build one good set out of everything that I've got here on the table. Just one quick note. There are a couple of different differences between the TR5 and the TR250. Actually, one difference. The lens at the front on the TR5 is a clear lens. On the 250, it's an amber lens. They both have amber lenses on the side, but the TR250 specifically has the amber lens on the front. I do actually have some clear lenses here that I've collected, and I'm not really, I'm not going to object if I have some good clear lenses. I may just go with those versus the amber lenses. We'll pick the best of what I have, and like I said, they may be amber or may be clear. That's not really too much of a concern to me. I'm not, as you know, much of an originality freak. I do kind of like to try to make things right when I can, but if it makes sense to change them, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So, like I said, we'll take some stuff apart. We'll get these ones put back together. We'll get the wiring done in them, the lenses swapped out, etc., etc., and then we'll figure out when we want to put them on the car. We'll get them ready at least. All right, out of all of the amber lenses, the side lenses I've got, I can only find basically two that are good. So broken, 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 broken. These ones are kind of usable, but got a little bit of stress cracks here in the back. And then I've got one set that's actually usable. Oh, broken. So got one set there. Then we've got our front marker lights. And then, as I mentioned, so I've got the clear ones here, the amber ones here. I've actually got a brand new set of clear ones with the wiring included. So I don't know. We'll see how difficult it is to swap the lenses out. These are an aftermarket, although I believe they're Mark Lucas, but the bezels seem to be a little bit bigger. Anyway, we'll check that out as an option, but I guess I'm going to go grab some plastic polish, and we're going to see if these will polish up so we can go ahead and use those. Alright guys, back out in the garage after spending a couple of hours working on the side lights, and I think they're looking not too bad. I took the best lenses that we could find. I did go with the amber fronts. These are not too bad a condition. I did rewire them all, so all brand new wiring, new shrink tubing. They are not in the greatest of shape, as mentioned. There is some pitting on the bottom that you probably won't see. Top of this one's pretty good with some slight pitting. This one's got a bit more pitting, so we may decide to get these re-chromed at some point, or we might just buy new, but it's not an investment I want to make at the moment, so these are going to go on the car. Having said that, in order to get them on the car, I need to buff this area one more time, so we'll buff this area up here where the side stripe is. We're also going to buff the area here where the trim strip is going to go, where I need to apply those rivet clips, the rivet buttons I think I called them. We're going to buff this area one more time just below where that trim strip is going to sit, so we'll get that ready to go as far as the application of that trim strip is concerned. Alright, that's what we're up to. You guys want to watch, don't you? Meanies. Okay, here goes nothing. Okay, one down. Because if I make it through this, I'm going to sleep well tonight. Whew. Stressful. Stressful. I think these ones I might have to enlarge a little bit, so I'm going to have to get the drill out. Almost looks like I'm missing a hole in here somewhere. Alright, let me grab the drill and just enlarge that hole. It's obviously got a little bit of undercoating on the back as well. So we'll just fix that and then we'll continue on. Drilling into fresh paint, no problem. Just pick up a drill and go. And hope the paint doesn't crack. Yeah, I was thinking about using masking tape over top, but I want to make sure I actually get it in the actual hole and don't end up. I'm just going to go slow. I think that's where the scuttle piece is. Hope it doesn't interfere with my rivet. That should be okay. Okay, one more. Ooh. It didn't sound good, did it? Okay, all's good. You guys are stressing me out. Ow. Okay. Now, let's get the rivet gun back out. And I'm definitely missing a hole up the front. I just checked the other side. So, not sure if that might have been non-existent, might have been filled over by me at some point. Might have been filled by paint and clear. So I'm going to have to think about what I want to do about that. Do I go ahead and drill another hole? I don't think I can locate it. I won't be able to locate it from the back side because all that undercoating is on there now. So I'll get a flashlight and I'll see if I can see that area a little bit better. Maybe I'm just not seeing it, but we'll come back to it. Let me concentrate on these guys first. Is anybody else jumping? Okay, I gotta make sure this one gets pushed in. Okay, good. Last thing I want to have to do is drill one of these out for whatever reason. Okay. Whew. All right. I'm going to move on to the other side, do the same thing, mask it up, and attach the clips, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do with this guy over here, the missing rivet. Alright, all the rivet clips are installed on the passenger side, so I guess I have no choice but to go ahead and drill for the missing hole. So I've marked it out where it should be. Should be right there. So I guess we'll do a small pilot first, and then we'll just go up in size and be careful to make sure that the drill doesn't walk. So we'll go ahead and we'll do that. Don't think I'm going to film it. Alright, we all like drama, right? I've got a very, very small drill bit on my drill. And let's see if I can just get this started. Okay, there's one. Let's go up the size. Okay. Whew. Still with me? All right. Okay. Whew. Okay, I'm happy that's done. Just have the ones on the door left to do. Alright, so now we can move on to fitting the marker light. Excuse me, fitting the marker light, side lamp, and that trim strip. Got to dig the trim strips out, probably polish them up a little bit. I did a little bit work on them previously. So they shouldn't be too bad, but I think I can probably get them a little bit better. So let's pull those out and we'll have a look. Alright guys, here's the trim strips. And they're not in the greatest of shape, but I think they're rescuable. So they're a little scratched up. We're going to try to polish them. Maybe we'll try to get this little dent out too. I don't know if you can see that or not. Anyway, we got the 3000 grit out on the DA sander. A little bit of detailer. So we'll run that across it and see what that does. And then we'll maybe take out some aluminum or stainless polish and see if that helps them out. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see the difference or not, but here's the same piece after it's been sanded with 3000 grit and just hit with some of the Meguiar's polish. I think it looks good. Good enough to put on the car. Again, not a concours car, just a good driver. Probably a little bit better comparison of the two pieces before and after buffing. So obviously before buffing on the bottom here, after buffing on top. So I think you can tell the difference from that. I know I can see it visually here. Not sure if it's coming through the camera lens or not, but just thought I'd show you the comparison. Hopefully these will polish out. We're going to give that a shot now. Same technique. So 3000 grit first on the sander, just with a little bit of detailer for lubrication. And we'll just go over the entire piece. Okay, we're just going to hit it with this mag and aluminum polish on a little buffer. Looks like that scratch came out. That's good. Just have a little foam pad on this. So the scratch was in the middle here. Looking pretty good, I think. Alright, I put them on the car. Alright, another little step that I'm a little bit worried about. So these just sort of snap onto those rivet clips. There is an open end and a closed end. The closed end goes towards the door. The open end goes up towards the marker light. So we'll go ahead and we'll see how we do. like the sound of that. More of that. Okay. It's on. Clean it up a little bit, and we'll give you a quick look before we go to the other side. Alright, that's looking pretty good now. We've just moved the side light, marker light a little bit just to line up with that strip, and it lines up perfectly. So I think that looks pretty good. Seems to shine up okay. Again, it's not perfect, but I think it'll do. Alright, let's do the other side. Looking good. Alright, the passenger side looks good. It installed perfectly. If you might recall, going way back in the videos, this fender was not original to this car. It actually was a TR4 fender, so it didn't have the markings or the holes cut for the side lights or for the trim strips, so managed to get those in the correct locations, it looks like, as it installed properly and looks good. So let's move on to something else. Probably time to clean the garage. It's getting a little disorganized out here, so I think that'll be my next job, is to just clean and organize for a little bit, just to make myself a little more happy out here. Alright guys, just past 7:30 p.m. and we did manage to get the garage a little bit more clean and organized, so I can feel a little bit better about continuing on now. Doubt I'm going to do too much more tonight. I did get a little project ready for tomorrow. That is the bumper supports for the side fenders. I'll show you where these go. I'm not sure if this is the right side. I think this is the right side. So if you've not seen these before, these attach to the frame here at the rear of the car, and they sit inside the fender, and that's where the bumper will actually bolt up to along the side, and this is the structure at the side for the bumper. So those are going to go on tomorrow in preparation of me putting a bumper on at some point, although I don't know what bumper yet. Still haven't made a decision on that. You might be happy to know though that I did make a decision on wheels, and I actually ordered some wheels yesterday. So I'm not going to tell you what I ordered. Maybe you want to guess at what I ordered for this car. They should be here next Wednesday, I believe, to my US box, and then probably take 2 or 3 days to be shipped up to my Canadian box. So I might pick them up, be able to pick them up by next Friday or Saturday. That would be great. And of course I'll have to get tires put on as well. So have a guess in the comment section about what kind of wheels I'm going to be putting on this car. No, I'm not going with the stock rims. So we're going to go with something a little bit more upgraded. Let's start talking about lining up projects. So I've got another little project for tomorrow lined up, and that is the bonnet hardware. So the bonnet latch and catch. So we've got the old parts here, the new ones here. It's funny, this part is the exact same part that the old one is. I'm not sure if this was a replacement piece, but it's got the same stamping on the back, same part number, everything, but it looks a little bit newer. So we're going to switch that out. I'm going to keep the old handle, although I only got one key for the car. I'm not even sure if it actually even works, this handle. And of course we're going to swap out the hardware for new hardware, but that'll be a project for tomorrow. If anybody's seen my hood spring popper, if we're up there, let me know, because I cannot find it anywhere. I've been looking for the last few days. I must have put it somewhere safe, and now I can't find it. So that is on the list of lost parts. I think that's the only lost part so far that I can't find. So hopefully it'll, no pun intended, pop up in the near future. So I can get that on and I can get the bonnet shut. Alright guys, I'm going to call it a night out here. I'm just shutting things down. So I'm not sure if I have enough to upload a video for this evening. If I do, it'll be a short one, but maybe we'll do that in order to get it out of the way for us to get out here tomorrow and start on some new projects for Saturday and Sunday. Alright guys, thanks very much. Thanks for watching, commenting, and subscribing, and we will see you out here tomorrow.